In this video we're going to be looking at the data entry and reporting tool. In the last video we showed you how to clean and prepare your data ready for this report. But before we can import it, we must check that we are using the correct tool, as there's more than one. If we head down to the Input OOCDs tab, we can see that this data is on the OOCD level, meaning that one row represents one OOCD, and we have multiple columns for each condition. Each condition has space for a status and a date, and there is space for up to 8 different conditions. The other type of report is the condition level, where each row is its own condition, and the rows are linked by an ID or a CRN number. Now that we have the right tool, it's time to import the reoffending and missed opportunities data from the last video. On the reoffending tab of the previous tool, we select the arrow at the top left. This selects the entire sheet, which we can then copy and paste into the new document. We do the same for the missed opportunities sheet. Select the arrow at the top left, copy, and paste in the new tool. To compensate for new interventions or conditions, we added a dynamic table under the Interventions tab. Here you can add new conditions and fill out the rest of the table to help with the analysis. The first column after the condition will state whether or not the condition was a service, and the following 6 columns refer to the different criminogenic needs that the service or condition might be associated with. Now when we head over to Input OOCDs and look at the drop-down box for condition, we'll see our new written apology at the bottom. Most of the input cells on Input OOCDs are in fact dynamic, and they can be changed or added to in the lookup section. Let's say we need to add a new officer. Then we simply head over to the lookup sheet and look for the column that represents officers and add a new one, officer number 4. Now, when we head back to Input OOCDs, we'll see it at the bottom of the drop-down box. Once you have completed filling in a row, you can head back to the start and lock it. This design was implemented for rows that will not need touching again, so when the lock is on, the cells cannot be edited. However, if something does need changing, the lock can be set to no, allowing you to re-edit the cells. Let's say we want to add a name. Well, the format for a name is an all-capitalized surname, comma, and then the first name. Once we have names in, we can filter out by the surname. So if we filter for S, we'll see this new row that's just been added. We can also filter by case status, referral route, or year. The first report is aimed at the OOCD team, which is split up into different sections. The first is delivery, where you can see the number of total charges, the types of OOCDs given, and the vulnerabilities addressed by an OOCD referral. In the short-term outcomes section, you'll find things like the total number of referrals and the proportion of these that are completing. Throughout the medium-term results, we can see victim satisfaction surveys and the improvements in criminogenic needs. For the long-term effects, we look at things like the reoffending statistics, such as the proportion of people that have reoffended and the mean time until a reoffence. Finally, there is a heat map showing the reoffending numbers between different crimes. There are also reports aimed at the missed opportunities and the SLT team, but the officer and the services tabs require us to use the filter page. Here we can specify an officer or a condition that will affect the report. For example, if we choose a specific condition and hit calculate, when we go back to the services page, we'll see that the page is updated, and now all the analysis on this report refer to those that took the RJ Hub intervention. The filter page can be used to narrow the analysis down by other factors, such as gender, ethnicity, or a specific date range. All that needs to be done is for it to be added to the filters page and hit calculate. In this video we looked at the data entry and reporting tool. We looked at how to choose the right version of the tool, how to import the data from the last video, how to change the dynamic lists, and how to use filters to manipulate the data into getting a tailored analysis.